Come touch me like I'm an ordinary man. Have a look in my eyes. Underneath my skin there is a violence. It's got a gun in its hands, ready to make sense of anyone, anything, anyone, anything, anyone, anything, anyone, anything, anyone, anything. Black holes living in the side of your face, razor wire spinning around you, around you, around you, around. Blistering sky, blistering sky, blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty and I don't know why. Bullets on the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty and I don't know why. Personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility. Of a beautiful man without the blood on his hands. Come and make me a martyr, come and break my feeling with your violence, with a gun in my hand. Ready to take, ready to take, ready to take, ready to take out anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anyone, anywhere. Black holes living in the side of your face, razor wire spinning around you, around you, around you, around you, around you, around. Bullets on the beauty and I don't know why. Bullets on the beauty of the blistering sky. Bullets on the beauty and I don't know why. Personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here from the Catalunya Speedway in Spain. Today again we have EGTM, the European GT Masters, our guests here in Spain with the GT3s. And also again I have here my friend Pat German, who is commentating with me. So welcome also to you. Good evening.
Yes, good evening everyone. We're here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. They went through a name change a couple of years ago because the city of Barcelona wanted to be mentioned in the circuit name. Really weird, but you know, everyone knows it's near Barcelona, but you know, you gotta fight for the recognition you need, you know. The city of Barcelona did. But yeah, we're here on the second shortest circuit, at least of the ones that have been announced. Obviously, the site for our last race of the season has not yet been announced, but there's been another announcement. And with the last patch of Gran Turismo Sport, a new track came to the game, the Autopolis circuit in Japan, and
a real track.
Venue. What?
It's a real track.
Yeah, a real track. Yes, the Autopolis circuit in Japan is a real track used, for example, in the Super Formula, which used to be known as Formula Nippon. And I think that there is some kind of deal going on between Gran Turismo and the Super Formula, because not just that the Autopolis circuit is coming, they've also announced that soon the what's it called, the Dallara SF19, the official Super Formula car for next season, is also coming. So I think, I'm not 100% sure, I have no idea which track will be the last one, but I think it might be another real Japanese track, because they've got a deal going on there, I think, with Super Formula. So that's my conspiracy theory, if you will. But yeah, Autopolis is just 18 meters longer than this one here. So still, the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya is the second shortest circuit of the calendar, just longer than the one we've just been on, Brands Hatch. So it does get a little longer here than in the previous race, but not by much, really.
Yeah, that's true. And also, sorry that I heard again, I don't know why every time I start this source here, the in-game source, the music in the background starts playing, so I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, we'll have here much racing action coming. We have a guest driver here from Division B. We have MINKIHL today in the starting grid, so we see the Austrian guy from Division B here on track today as well. Then we have first time here, he's not in the grid right now. We have Crazy John today, his first race in this season. And also McMillan, one of our reserve drivers in the GTR, is driving today. He's also a Division B driver. And yeah, I think everything is set. We see here Crazy John going out on track with his McLaren. Always very nice liveries he's using. I like them always very much. He's also, maybe that's also a very interesting point as well for you, that he's one of our pet drivers. So that's also, I think, an important note also for the people who are watching.
Yeah, I have to say, I always feel for the pad drivers, being one myself, whenever I throw on this game and decide to do a couple laps myself. So I know the struggle, and so I always appreciate someone, especially in a competitive environment like that, competing with the pad instead of a wheel. And I hope for the best. Inside, I just a little, maybe I root for him, you know.
I'm looking a bit through the field. Yeah, we have today again Magic World here now with the GT3 as well on track. Again also with Cars livery from Pixels. Then McMillan, our reserve driver, with the GTR. And I have really no idea who we are seeing today on pole position here, because the drivers are pretty close. I think Markola and Psycho, the drivers who were in the spotlight last race, in the main race, are, or they have here almost the same speed, so the cars are pretty equal from both. So we will see what times we will get here in the sprint in the qualification. I think in the qualification we'll see high 43s, I think, and in the Super Pole I think we will see something low 43s. So yeah, but we will see.
I personally, I think I would go a little bit further, and I would say in the qualification, I think we could see low 43s already, and maybe I'm still hoping that in the Super Pole someone will break through the 143 and get a high 142, 142.9, something like that. I'm hoping. I don't know if it is possible. I'm pretty sure it is, but I mean, if there's someone to do it, I'm pretty sure they're in this lobby right here, right now.
Yeah, we are now the following camera, the camera behind Markola, and we are watching him now driving. Looks again pretty confident, pretty fast how he's driving here. I mean, Markola is known as one of the fastest GT Sports drivers, so he will also be very hard to beat here as well.
Oh, but definitely. And don't forget, he is the current championship leader. 77 points that he got from Brands Hatch, so he is the #1 in the standings right now, and no one can really match him. Well, Psycho did in the main race at Brands Hatch,
in style.
Psycho didn't do all too well in the sprint race, where he finished 6th, and then he received a penalty on top of that for an incident in the sprint race, pushing him down to 7th. So he only got 10 points from that, and he wasn't able to recover in the main race enough. So Markola currently in the lead, 77 points. Psycho has 62, and Batty7 from Division B is in between those two right now with 63 points, having scored 56 earlier this week on Tuesday, and also having scored 7 bonus points so far this season. So he's sitting just 1 point ahead of Psycho.
Maybe I can post the standings page into the live stream chat. Then the people can also check out the current standings. The Division B standings, of course, is already updated. But
this is how quick we are here.
Yeah, but of course the results of the Division B are not in there yet. And yeah,
Division A.
Division A. Yeah, sorry. what I said?
Division B.
I said 2 times. Yeah, of course, 2 times Division B.
We already did Division B, but Division B isn't in there yet.
It's A and it's B and B plus.
Yeah.
And we should also not forget that Markola knows how to win this championship, because he won last season in a very, in his unique style, with many points in front. So yeah, I think he will be also the driver which is to beat this season for every other driver, because he's driving right now also in the third lap he's driving already a 1:44.194. So in 10 minutes qualification I'm pretty sure that we will see from him a high 43.
I wouldn't be surprised. If not more. I mean, he could maybe show if he. There's a couple of tactics You know, I think I'm pretty sure that everyone starts with a full tank of fuel, right? At the start of qualifying, and then
Yeah.
they have to try to get it as empty as possible, which is a task in and of itself. It's kind of like in the FIA races, you start for the 10 minutes of qualifying with a full fuel tank, and then you have to try to do the best with that. So yeah, no, I think with that in mind, I'm pretty sure that high 43 is probably the best we'll see. Markula already getting pretty close, 44.1. All he needs to find is 2/10 now, and he's in the high 43s.
Yeah, and also I'm looking now through the field because nobody else is warming up. We are still in the warming up, so the qualification has not started yet. I'm only fast checking the BOP to have that here, because we are still in the warming up, so that's enough time that I have shown the BOP in the stream, because we check the BOP afterwards. Every driver has to be aware of his BOP, because everybody of our drivers know where to find out the BOP stats for our championship. And I see that I don't see. Yeah, that's okay. Looks okay, everything till now. Because we have also to remember that, or to remind that Markula, Psycho and Dirusha are driving with success ballast. So Markula is driving with 1% as well. Dirusha is also driving with the 1% more success ballast, and Giovanni, aka Psycho, who won the main race 2 weeks ago, he's driving with the 2% more success ballast. So yeah, that's how it is right now. And Magic World is driving with the fan boost on our homepage, EGTM.racing. Everybody can vote for our drivers that they get bonus percents for power. So the winner with the most votes before the race day gets then the fan boost of 3% more power. And I say also hello from me and Bad German, my co-commentator here, to the stream chat and everybody who is watching right now. Thank you for watching the GTM today, and I hope that we'll see here many racing action, but I'm pretty sure about that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya here really makes for a lot of good racing, a lot of very tight racing. It's a circuit. I have to admit, personally, I don't like it. I don't like driving on it because it's hard for me to really get into a rhythm on this track. But a lot of the drivers that I often talk to say that they really, really like this track. It is a driver's favorite, and I'm pretty sure that with a lot of drivers liking this track, we will see a lot of close battling, a lot of fighting, and it's gonna get very interesting. As pretty much right now everyone's on track. Yeah, everyone is on track indeed. For
is Pets that far on track for you?
Yes, he's in P9 right now for me.
Okay, then I think the lobby is bugged, because I see him in pits and he's bugging out the lobby for me, because I cannot switch to the I fast rejoin the lobby because I don't see anything. I have that camera.
Well, I'm gonna keep you updated with a little bit of radio then, maybe.
Yeah.
As the first drivers, Markula and Cobra, right behind each other, very close, are approaching turn 1, and I don't know if that's the best idea to approach this. To just you know, stay that close behind each other for a whole lap. But well, we'll see how it goes. Markola taking the reins here right now, taking the lead, and I'm a bit surprised. Can you see Bedset for boy now?
Yeah, now he's well, something is not good with him because he's standing now on the start-finish lane. No, he's lagging for me. But
Okay,
now
he's perfectly fine for me. He's not lagging at all for me.
yeah, but now it
Perfectly
looks
smooth.
yeah, now he's driving normal. He's on position 12 now for me. But I think that's depending when I join the lobby.
Yeah, that doesn't matter too much because no one has set a time, and so Gran Turismo Sport is always a bit iffy there when it comes to like the moment no one has set a time yet.
Yeah.
The positions are really off then, but that's fine. Yeah, he's driving normally now. I see.
Yeah.
I have the stream open in the meantime, by the way.
Okay.
As you casually do. Meanwhile, Markola and Cobra both coming through the final chicane here. And oh, Markola with a bit of a moment there on the middle of the chicane. Got the first part, and then there was a little bit of twitchiness, but he sets the first lap time, and it is a 1:44.4, and he gets over a second on Cobra. Casa Troy very close, but De Rouge even closer. So that's just over 6/10 still that De Rouge is away from Markola. Can anyone beat this?
And Psycho position,
of course. Only a 10th and a half.
Yeah.
Psycho very, very strong here, 44.5. But as the nature of this qualifying, starting with a full fuel tank, dictates the second lap, and maybe if they even get a third in, which should be, oh, I don't know, nah, probably not. We'll see. Maybe someone, if you mess up your second lap, you can come in and then try a third one. But other than that, I think 2 laps is everything these drivers will get.
Cobra has a penalty now, 0.6 of a second, so this lap is, I think, also not that what. But he has a purple second sector, so he's fast, but the penalty is making a bit problems for him, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going into the pits anyway. He just did his first timed lap. I think, especially with this penalty now, I don't think he's gonna stay out on track.
Psycho on purple sector.
I mean, it's
too.
just 2/10. He can brake just before the line and get rid of it. But no, he's going in.
Yeah, I'm now sitting in Psycho's view.
Markola is staying out though.
Yeah, I see.
And he is improving, 44.2.
Yeah, Psycho also had a purple second sector, so only the chicane now, and then we see he's coming out.
When I switched to him, the second sector showed green.
Okay, yeah, maybe Markola was faster now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what happened. So you see 1/10 improvement. I think that would have been, that would have been enough. This time for Psycho right now would have been 0.003 of a second faster than Markola's first lap. So barely beating out his first lap, but Markola improved just under a 10th and a half as well, and so he keeps the lead. However, it has gotten closer. So Psycho with more of an improvement here on the second lap than Markola. Maybe he needs to find his rhythm, and then he can really challenge Markola here. But it does. The thing is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much anyway. They're going into the Super Bowl if they're in the top 4 anyway.
But you know,
and, all you need to do here, all you need to do here is be in the top 4 at the end of the session, and that's it. Yeah, but there's nothing more you have to do.
Yeah, but you know, if you are drivers with that, how should I say it? You want always to be in front of your opponent, because both knowing that most probably, I mean, it's early in the championship, but I know both now since 1 year, because they are both driving from day 1 in my series, and they are both very fast, and I think that at the end of the season these two drivers will drive for a championship, and they know that. They know that from the last race as well. So
yeah. Meanwhile, hold on a second. Crazy John and AP Meister have put themselves up into 3rd and 4th respectively.
yeah, that's true.
AP Meister. First it was Crazy John, and then AP Meister came in and took that 3rd place from him.
And the Rouge is out.
Demoting DeRouge and Castor Troy, both drivers who were previously 3rd and 4th, now out of the top 4. But look at how close the gap is between Crazy John and DeRouge. We're talking about less than half a tenth of a second. 0.045. That is incredibly close. And I'm very interested to see how that develops over the last minute and 45 in this session, and obviously whoever starts a lap in that time can finish it. So that's gonna be interesting to watch. So basically, everyone who's on a lap right now can still come across the line and finish and start a new lap if they want to.
And Castor Troy is also not far away from the 4th position, because he's also only 27,000 of a seconds behind. And then we have Betts that far, and till Lichi, there are only 0.2 of a second. Or
yeah, if we look at fourth place right now, Crazy John is just over 0.8 away from 1st place.
Yeah, we have.
Look all the way down the field. Even last place, Magic World right now is less than a second, or no, just over a second behind Crazy John. That's not impossible. We know how fast Magic World is. He can do that. He can gain a second. He just maybe didn't get a good first lap, or a good couple laps. He's in traffic right now. He's behind Crazy John, who just got pushed out of the top 4 by DeRouge, who takes back 3rd place. Where's Castor Troy? He's looking to get back in there as well. He's just started another lap. His previous one wasn't as good, a 45.9, way off the pace. So the lap you need right now for 4th place is a 144.8. If you get a 144.8, chances are you will push out AP Meister and get yourself up into 4th place. As Crazy John has already ended his session, he is standing still on the grass, so it's over for him. He will not be in the top 4. Castor Troy still on a lap, as is Bedset boy.
If you guys are also interested, if you guys click in the standings board on our homepage on the Catalunya race, on the top, if you click there, you get directly to the race result, and you can check the lap times there from the qualification, for example, from Division B. So you can compare them as well to Division B. So the Division B was not that far away from the lap times. If you click on Catalunya,
I'm watching Castor Troy right now through the final chicane, final corner, and to the finish line. Where's he gonna end up? DeRouge right behind him, trying to get back any position he might lose. Castor Troy goes into 4th and pushes out AP Meister with just a 10th. AP Meister did not improve enough. He didn't improve at all. 45.2.
Better far. No.
Picked himself up a penalty, and he did improve, at least the graphics.
Cobra on 5. That was close.
Enough.
Look.
Oh,
27,000.
27,000th of a second. That is close. But it's not enough, and now everyone is through.
Look.
And we have Marcola, Psycho, DeRouge, and Castor Troy as the 4 drivers that will go into the Super Bowl. And look the difference between DeRouge and Castor Troy.
5,000, and then
closer.
We have not even 1/10. We have 1/10 of a second between position 6 and 3.
Yep. Just over a 10th.
But very strong from Castor Troy that he completely focused on this one lap, that last lap, and he jumped into the top 4. So amazing performance here in his last lap. And Cobra was pushing like hell over the last chicane. But still, he pushed completely over the last chicane, but it was 27 thousandths of a second too slow to jump into the top 4 in the Super Pole.
Yeah, it's unlucky, but those are the rules. Top 4, and if you can't make it, you will start from 5th place for the main race. However, for Cobra, I think the one thing you can say, well, he's also 5th in the standings, so you will start from, what is that then? With 12 drivers that we have right now, that's going to be 8th place on the grid for the sprint race for him. So it's really not that good for him right now. But hey, 5th place on the grid isn't that bad. Don't forget that. 5th place is still pretty high up there. You still have a chance, and you just, you know, you need to make sure that you get a good start, and then you can do quite a lot. And now that position. And
now we see the top 4 drivers from the qualification now with the soft tires. So that's also a bit different now for the drivers, that they have to get used very fast to the soft tires. And Castor Troy, I think, is already driving out. Was there a go? Yeah, Castor go. So Castor is already out on track.
Yeah, can we talk about that livery for a second? I mean, I don't know if green and blue fit that well together. I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn on this, but the Fanatec looks really good there. This little gray strip, I really like that, and the MBR logo kind of has something, right? It's very interesting logo. Like the font personally, but yeah, he's probably not too focused on that right now, as he's
definitely
trying
not.
to probably burn as much fuel as he can, and at the same time not wear his tires too much. Although tire wear shouldn't be too much of an issue here. So yeah, he's
not on one lap.
Yeah, look at how slow he's taking this corner right here. He braked before this corner. Usually you just barely lift off before turn 9, before Kamsa.
Yeah, he's completely saving the tires.
He braked. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
which is a smart call.
Because there was a conversation on our Discord as well, where the drivers were talking about the tires, about the warm-up lap, if they are too bad to the tires at the beginning, too much wheel spin and everything, that the tires get a bit slippier. And of course, you want the perfect condition for the tires when you start your fast lap.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go.
And Troy coming through the final corner and across the finish line to start his lap. Meanwhile, Darouge got the sign that he is able, or he's allowed, to go out there to start his out lap. Looks like a good first couple turns here. You need to keep it very tight here, turn 3, and he goes pretty wide. Might have lost him a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how the others take that corner, take turn 3.
Yeah, but still, you have to hit the apex, and if you hit it early, too early, you have to lift again, and you lose speed. But if you take it too late, you lose speed as well, because you're too far away from the apex, and you lose there the speed then completely. So, but if you once on throttle out of that corner, you have to stay on throttle, because if you lift one time, you will lose 1 or 2 tenths of a second there. Oh, and that's a penalty,
and he goes
I think.
Too far out in turn 9. That might be a penalty.
Yeah,
yes,
he
picks up 4 tenths. That was too far out, but he gets rid of it right in the braking zone here. Brakes a little early. That was probably a pretty smart call, because I'm pretty sure that cost him less than 4 tenths. To get rid of that penalty. I think that was a really smart move here.
Yeah, definitely.
From Castro tried to brake just a little early, get rid of that penalty in the hairpin. Now through the final chicane. Oh, completely gets blown away by that first curb, and somehow keeps the car on track. I'm surprised. But what is the lap time for Castor Troy? It is a 1:44.0. That is very good. Now De Rouge coming through the final corner to take his first lap, and it's going one after the other. We're not taking stops here. De Rouge now, he is the second driver, and after that, I think we should see the next one get the sign soon. There we go. Psycho is the next one out, and then Markola will be the last one. Let's look at turn 3 here. Oh, much wider. Look at that. He's losing time here. He is definitely losing time in turn 3. He needs to somehow gain that again.
We see no sector time.
Troy.
We got no sector time now. But sometimes you can get visually wrong there with the camera. Maybe it was not that bad, or maybe it was good. We will see that in the second sector. I think it was not that bad. He was taking a lot of speed out of the corner. I think it was a bit faster than Castor. I think 1 or 2 kilometers per hour it was faster. But we will see it now here. No penalty here out of that corner.
Yeah, that's important. Now he can fully take that hairpin.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to break any earlier. And he is up on Castor Troy's lap time. So it actually didn't cost him too much. You were right. I'm surprised by that, but you know, always happy to learn. As he comes to the final sector, this is the tricky one because it's very narrow, very slow. You need to hit every corner right, or otherwise you lose a lot of time. He's not as twitchy through that final chicane here, but we don't know if that's good or bad because I mean Castor Troy held it around there, so maybe he was fast. But
and
no,
he's faster.
It is an improvement for De Rouge. 3.5 tenths now. He is taking the lead for now, but Psycho coming through that chicane.
But you see how smart that move was from him, from Castor Troy, to get rid of his penalty there. He lost only 0.3 of a second against De Rouge, who made a very decent lap there.
He lost even less because remember he already was a 10th down, or De Rouge was a 10th up. Before the point where Castor Troy served his penalty. So he lost even less. So it was a very smart call from Troy, but so it cost him a bit of time and enough for De Rouge to get at least provisional pole. But Psycho now on track. And he is up in the first sector, but not much. This is still very much in the balance here.
See, very good corner here, yeah.
Very tidy. Very, very tidy.
He takes the whole track.
Turn 9. Turn 9 is coming up. Turn 9 is the backbreaker, if
that
you will.
was good.
This is the all or nothing corner right here. And he goes
that's wide.
Too wide.
Is it a penalty or not? Is it?
This is close.
It's not a penalty.
He goes away. Yeah, he comes away from it without a penalty. That was, I think that was millimeter work right there. That was about as close as you get without getting a penalty.
That's true, Mark.
He comes to the final sector, and he should be able to take it through all the way to the finish line. Last chicane, always a bit of an iffy moment here, but
looks good.
Nicely, gets a good exit. Cuts the corner on the exit quite a bit. Obviously not too much. Kept two wheels on the track, so that is enough.
And it says 43.3. We have it. The low 43.
And now Markola, last one. The first one of the qualifying.
Yeah, now we get the reference. The guy who dominated last season, the EGT4M, he is now going for his Super Pole lap. So now it's Psycho against Markola again here in the Super Pole.
Yeah, the current champion and the current championship leader. He is both. And he has a moment out of turn 2. You heard the car revving there and sliding. My goodness, that was a bit too wild. I'm pretty sure he's
he's
still
so
up. Are you
10
serious? Are you serious right
Crazy.
now?
Completely nailing the limit there. What the car can accelerate out, the full traction out of the corner. A bit over that. But look how much he takes out of that corner. Completely on the limit with the GTR here. I tell you, he's 3 tenths faster now. He's taking the
absolutely
taking the 42 now. I tell you that. He's taking the 42 now.
I'm interested to see how this sector time shapes up.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh my god, yes, he's on his way to get a 142. This is racecraft to its perfection right here. What
I don't know
watching.
even what I should say now. I mean, he will nail the 42 now. I cannot.
Yeah.
Look, complete. Yeah, that's a 42. I tell you, that's a 42.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. 41, 42.
42. No.
It is a 43.2. He lost quite a bit in the last
Yeah,
sector.
I think he drove a bit too much over the entry curb of the last chicane. But damn, that was a fast lap. Are you serious?
Yeah, I think we need to nerf Marcola somehow. I think we need to, I don't know, give him another extra 3% of weight to make it comparable. I don't know. We need to do something because that was ridiculous. He slid out of turn 2 and still had a
Crazy.
2/10 gap to Psycho. That is that how? I don't get it.
I told to him that I'm sitting behind him in the car and I'm scaring him during the race, but looks like it's not helping with that in his mind. Oh, yeah.
Really helping though. Wow.
So again, that's I think,
Alright.
yeah, he had pole last round as well. I think, yeah, on Brent Hedge he was pole man as well. So, yeah, that's how it is right now. He's simply dominating.
I gotta say I'm out of words. I don't know what to say.
I think that was the best lap what we saw during the trainings and during the warm up and everything. I think that was the best lap. I mean, the outgoing of the first chicane after the start-finish straight, that was, I think he was completely on the limit there, but he stayed full on throttle. If you looked at that, he was not even, when the car snap oversteered, he was not even then going off throttle. He was keeping the throttle up, and I think that's the difference maybe, that you, even if the car does not exactly that what you want in this moment, you believe in your abilities that much that you still, you're not thinking about that, you're doing it. You keep the accelerating up. Crazy.
Yeah. I think full commit is how you can describe Marcola's driving style the best. He just absolutely committed through that corner and pretty much any other. And just he even when the car was slightly sliding away, he decided to just plant the foot and just go through with it and try to keep it somehow on track. And I mean, we saw he's got the skill to do that, to drive that way and drive well and drive fast. But to see it in action just every time is absolutely amazing to watch. And goes to show once again that to anyone who's watching right now, you're pretty much watching the best of GT Sport. At least outside of the FIA races, obviously like the top split of the FIA races. But hey, some of these drivers here, if not all of them, they really don't have to hide from that.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely incredible. and Mark in the chat is saying, Mark probably even got a podium finish with a GT4 car. against a field of GT3 aliens.
Yeah.
He might. I fear he actually might, but probably not. Because as amazing as this lap was, don't forget at the end of the lap he still only had a 1/10 advantage over Psycho. Yeah, he lost a little bit in the last sector. If he nails that a little bit better, but see, even MINKIHL makes mistakes and loses time.
And that shows that even Psycho's time was pretty good.
Yeah, and don't forget, the last sector is the one where the weight really comes into play. The first two sectors, yeah, a bit, but it's mostly speed. And the last one where you really have a lot of corners and it's very narrow, very tight, that's where the weight comes into play. And Psycho has a 2% success ballast right now, whereas MINKIHL only has 1. So Psycho even had more of a disadvantage and still got a better last sector. So maybe this is MINKIHL's weak spot right here, the last sector.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if Psycho can take advantage of that, and if he maybe if he even draws the same conclusion, or if he just thinks, well, he made one mistake there, something like that. You know, I'm pretty sure that Psycho is better versed on how to beat MINKIHL. I mean, he did it in the main race 2 weeks ago at Brands Hatch, so he knows how to do it. But we're in for 2 exciting races, the sprint race first, then the main race again.
Definitely.
The sprint race will be with the grid order in reverse championship standings. So MINKIHL will start all the way down from last place. I think that should be 12th. Well, we only got 11 drivers right now. Bad Sephiroth has left the room. Okay, so he will hopefully rejoin. So MINKIHL in 12th, Psycho 11th, Derouge 10th, Lychee 9, Cobra 8, Desmond Rider isn't here, so Castor Troy 7th, AP Meister 6. Oh wait, where do we put MINKIHL? How do we do this?
MINKIHL will get a combined position from Division A and Division B, so he's on position 8 now.
12, 11, 10. He should be 9th. He
or
should be
9th, yeah, but I think because...
Or down behind Lychee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so MINKIHL and McMillan should be first then, or...
No, a first position should be Crazy John. Then we have Magic World.
Yeah, but McMillan... Oh, no, McMillan is Division B as well. Sorry, I totally missed that.
Yeah, he's reserved.
Yeah, so McMillan also gets the combined position then, so he's in front of AP Meister and behind Bedset for Boy. Alright. So Crazy John on pole position. Let me look through Magic World on 2. But set for boy 3, McMillan, AP Master 5. Hold on, something's missing here. 6, 7, 8. No, it works. Okay, yeah. I'm confused now too. So Crazy John on pole. Magic World 2nd. Bedset for boy 3rd. McMillan 4th. AP Meister 5th. Castor Troy 6. VP Cobra 7, Lychee 8, MINKIHL 9, Derouge 10, Psycho 11, and MINKIHL 12. That will be the grid order for the sprint race. For the main race, obviously, you've just seen the qualifying.
Yep.
So that's going to be exciting. I mean... It always makes for some pretty interesting racing if the fastest guys are in the back. And I don't want to say the slowest guys, but, you know, Crazy John wasn't there last race, was he?
No, he's only standing there because he missed the first race, and that's why he's at the back of the standings.
Which might have been a smart call. I mean, now he gets first place on the grid for the sprint race. If he keeps that, that's 30 points.
That's true, yeah.
So, you know, maybe MINKIHL and Psycho and Derouge are all stuck in traffic and he can even snatch the fastest lap. That would be 31 points.
And here we go, 3 seconds till the race starts. And the other thing is that the top drivers of the grid have only 9 laps to get in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Markola and Psycho, they need to gain more than 1 position per lap if they want to win this.
Markola did it in the sprint race.
He did, but he had a bit more time because he had 11 laps in Brands Hatch. Yes, it's a shorter track, but he needed 1 position per lap.
Lights go on,
the drivers are now in
and
the grid.
we have green.
Yep, here we go. Everyone with a good start. Bet Set for Boy seems to have a really good start. Let's see. Yeah, he's already up in a second. Crazy John driving away with it behind. Oh my, this is a crowd right there. And Magic World trying to get into turn 1 to the inside of Bet Set for Boy. Wasn't able to do it. And Psycho already up to 8th place. The Rouge, hold on, no, who's out there? Magic World. Magic World
it's next
onto
to
the
track,
dirt. All the way down to last, and he's just rolling. He's not even... Oh, now he's accelerating again. I think this race is pretty much over for him now. As Crazy John still in the lead. Bet Set for Boy in 2nd. Castor Troy 3rd. So Troy already made up a couple positions here. He's up to 3rd. He started in... What was that? 6th. So he already gained 3 positions. Lychee.
And Cobra under heavy pressure from Psycho. And Psycho are 1 position in front of Markola still.
Yeah, these two are moving through the field quickly. Already gaining 5 positions each. And Markola looking down the inside, but Psycho cuts him off there. Keeps the position now. Where is Psycho going to try to overtake Cobra? The VP drivers, they can work together a little bit here. Cobra maybe trying to hold up Psycho and getting him into a battle with Markola, so Markola can take that position. Might be some strategic driving going on here from the VP drivers.
And we have done 1 lap. Crazy John is still leading.
Yeah, 8 more to go. And Cobra defending. Psycho around
what
the
a move!
And he gets it done. What a move from Psycho around the outside of turn 1. And I'm pretty sure Cobra is now going to try to maybe get out of the way as quickly as possible to let Markola through. I'm not sure. No, he's trying to attack. So no team orders here for Team VP.
Oh, and
now Psycho on the outside and Markola pushing through. Lychee with an issue. Lychee dropping down the field to 8th now. To 9th, AP Meister trying it down the inside. And Lychee on the dirt again. Losing even more positions. That is so unfortunate to watch here. Oh man, Lychee.
What happened there? Look
the
at
Frenchman. Meanwhile, we've got Cobra, Psycho, and Markola still 4, 5, and 6 now, with the Lychee dropping down the order. And Psycho again is looking very aggressive here, trying to make the overtake on Cobra happen. Markola losing a bit of time, but maybe Cobra can back Psycho up a little bit to make this a 3-way fight again. Again, I don't think he's trying to. I think Cobra is really trying to race as he makes a mistake in the chicane, and Psycho very opportunistic here.
And we have an attack for position 2 as well.
Yep, Bet Set for Boy and Castor Troy. Crazy John got a bit of a gap here, but Bet Set for Boy under pressure. He tries to defend on the inside, but look at that. Castor Troy round the outside very well. And Cobra got the position back on the straight.
That's a fight there.
Oh my. And we're just 2 laps in. We still have 7 to go.
What a move from Cobra there on the outside as well.
Place. Yeah, Markola now throwing it up the inside of Psycho. But he's going to have the outside for the next corner. It's very hard to overtake here. And Psycho misjudging the braking point. Markola on the cutback. And now he's got the inside for the next corner as well. They're touching, they're pushing. Who can keep the lead here?
And that all without damage. Oh, Psycho goes wide.
Psycho seems to be a little... Oh, as he gets a tap from the Rouge. But it's all working out still. But yeah, it's getting closer here. And Cobra's still in 4th place, so he's holding himself very well here. I think Betsefaboy might try and overtake on Castor Troy here for 2nd place. Because Castor Troy is out of the slipstream of Crazy John. He makes very clear that he's going to defend the inside. But Betsefaboy in the Audi,
on the outside.
Round the outside, doing to Troy as Troy did to him the lap before. Ooh, Troy runs a little bit wide, but Betsefaboy still makes it work and keeps the position. And Markle up to 4th now. Psycho both, no, not both through, as Cobra still fighting with Psycho. Can he hold it around the outside here? This is not a corner where you can hold it around the outside. Now DeRouge gives him a little tap.
And DeRouge is through as well or not?
They're side by side. And now the inside for Psycho. And yeah, he keeps the position.
What a race till now. So
yeah.
much happening for position 2. And Crazy John is not that far away. So we have to look there.
Yeah, but no slipstream. That's the big issue here. Both Betsefaboy and Castor Troy will not get any slipstream. Markula doesn't get any slipstream from Castor Troy either right now. Over a second away, but he's gaining quickly. That turn 9 seems to really help him. And Castor Troy goes wide, but Markula also a little bit. Makes a similar mistake. Let's see if Betsefaboy can reel in Crazy John. The gap is down to under a second as Castor Troy is making mistakes over and over, but now it's going up again.
Oh, and Crazy John was in the sand out of the last corner, but he was not losing that much. Yeah,
he also fully committed. He kept the foot on the throttle, and you know, he did pretty well with that. The sand also in the last corner, the sand doesn't slow you down that much, so it's not that big of a deal. But it seems like
Psycho has overtaken Cobra now.
But it's not over. It's still not over. Oh, there's a little touch from Psycho, but Cobra pushing through, braking later, and keeping the position.
Yeah,
this is a very tough battle between these two here.
Psycho has to get his nerves now under control, because he knows that he has to overtake Cobra now here, because Markula is driving away in front of him.
And another touch from Psycho on Cobra. This is gonna hurt both of them, and it invites DeRouge as well behind them, who's part of this, and AP Meister. Look at this train of 4.
They go all wide there.
And Markula on Castor Troy into the hairpin. He gets the position pretty easily here. Late on the brakes, not too late.
I tell you,
perfectly in time, but later.
Markula will win that if he's continuing like that.
Yeah, look at Betsefaboy now. And Markula right behind as well. He's closing in from last to first. You can make a YouTube video out of this, the last to first challenge. He did it once before in Brands Hatch this season. Is he going to be able to do it again? 4 laps left for Markula to gain 1.5 seconds and overtake 2 cars. Meanwhile, Betsefaboy looking, showing himself in the mirror, but not doing anything. It was too far away for that. But both drivers struggling. You see them sliding a little bit. That
Psycho only on 7th position now.
No, he's back in 6th. He re-overtook DeRouge. But they're losing a lot of time now to Cobra. Maybe they're struggling on tires after battling so hard. Maybe they already lost some grip. I don't know.
And the Rouge now
Could
overtaken
be.
by AP Meister, so AP Meister now on position 7.
Yep, the Rouge losing time, the two Dutchmen here
And
fighting.
there was a leader change. Bedstead Farboy now
Yes.
on position 1. I'm looking
Yes,
if I
Bedstead Farboy
can catch that.
taking the lead from Crazy John, and Markula's right behind them. Look at that. The championship leader, the current reigning champion, looming right behind these two. And he's just waiting for his opportunity. We know that. He's just waiting for Crazy John and Bedstead Farboy to make a mistake.
And after this
But
lap he has
will they?
2 more laps to go. So he knows.
3.
3 laps,
As
yeah,
soon as
sorry,
this lap's
3
over,
laps.
3 more.
We are in lap 6.
Yeah. Which should be enough time for him, but
Yeah.
if Bedstead Farboy can create a bit of a gap to Crazy John here, he
Crazy
might
John
be
with a
able to
mistake.
keep that gap. Crazy John runs wide quite a few times. He's vulnerable now, but he also doesn't get slipstream from Bedstead Farboy. He's too far away. He doesn't get anything, and Markola down the inside, turn 1. Later on the brakes, and I don't know what Crazy John was doing there. I think he was thinking that he was already behind, but he
Yeah,
wasn't.
looked like.
So slight touch there, a little
Ah,
bit
it's
of
not a problem.
misjudgment from him. Yeah, and now Castor Troy also looking to overtake. Takes the inside here, the BMW. On the McLaren. Yeah.
And
you
Castor
can
on
see
3.
Crazy John's struggling right now for grip. And now for the lead, it's going to be the fight between the German and the Dane. Markola and Bedstead Farboy. The hunt is on, if you will. But Bedstead Farboy keeping it around the 1 second
Oh,
mark.
there mistake from Cobra.
Not losing.
Nothing big happened.
Yeah. Again, Bedstead Farboy keeping it around the 1 second mark. Not losing too much, not gaining either. But that's fine. As long as you can keep Markola out of your slipstream, you have a chance.
But Markola will push now. He wants the win now.
Yeah, and he also has 2 more laps as soon as this one's over. And he takes this chicane a lot more aggressive, gaining quite a bit of time here. Down to 8/10. The gap is coming down. Is he in the slipstream? That's the big question. I don't think he is.
No, I think not now.
Not yet. No, he's losing time. You can see he's back up to 8/10 and a bit more. He's not in the slipstream yet. I think 6.5, 7/10 is where the slipstream starts to kick in. And he wasn't there yet.
Yo, welcome Volker, and Tobi or not Tobi, Meisterborg, welcome as well. Sven, also welcome to the stream. We have, after this lap, we are starting the last lap. And we will see then if Markola can catch Bedstead Far. I mean, coming close to Bedstead Farboy. I mean, he's already close, but there is no room for any mistake because Castor Troy is only 1 second behind him. And Crazy John still on a very strong 4th position. He had not very much time to train here on that track. So I think a 4th position is pretty decent here for him. Cobra on 5, Psycho on 6. And again we have the same picture that Tycho is on 6 and Markola is pretty close to the 1st place, so we will see what happens in the last lap. Or he's taking the 2nd place for safe. But we know Markola, he will try to win that.
Yeah, I mean, there is a difference of 6 points between 1st place and 2nd place here, and you wouldn't want to give that up. 6 points can be the decider at the end of the season, because also don't forget that in the main race,
Oh, there was
the
a
difference
mistake
is
from
7
Castor.
points.
What happened there? Let's watch it again. Oh, he was touching the gravel, the sand, but he kept the car next to the street and he brought it back to the street. And nothing happened.
He's still in third place. He did lose time, but he didn't lose any positions here. But he's losing a lot of time right now on Markkula. But probably everyone is now. Crazy John under pressure from Cobra and from Psycho. AP Meister a little bit behind that. Three-way battle here for fourth place. Can John hold it? He has no points so far this season because he wasn't there for the first race. Wasn't able to make it. Meanwhile, at the very top, Bedstead for Boy still holding it. But the gap is coming down. Now, turn 9. This is Markkula's strong suit right here, but Bedstead for Boy also hits it pretty well. I don't think there's a move on into the hairpin.
No. And I think...
Oh, he's too far away.
I think there is no possibility now anymore. If Bedstead Far makes no mistake anymore, then there is no possibility to overtake it. And
if
Psycho is overtaking here.
Make a mistake.
He's on 5th place now.
Yeah, and Crazy John driving away from this battle a little bit, enough to probably keep 4th place. As I say that, commentator's curse. He goes onto the gravel, but still keeps 4th place. But his tires are dirty now. He's compromised
and
for
congratulations to Bedstead Far Boy. Big win here.
The line to take the win in the sprint race ahead of Markkula. He held it. Crazy John 4th. Psycho. Let's go through it in order. Bedstead for Boy taking the win. Markkula 2nd. Castor Troy rounds off the podium for the first race, for the sprint race. Crazy John 4, Psycho 5, Cobra 6, AP Meister 7, DeRouge 8, Nukal 9, Macmillan 10, and Lychee in P11 with Magic World not finishing
what a race.
the sprint race. Wow. Bedstead for Boy getting 30 points.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Markkula got the fastest lap, right?
Yeah, I see now on Discord Magic World had a problem with the pit. He wanted to pit because he had a damage and he had a pit bug. So he couldn't do anything in the pits anymore and he's rebooting his PlayStation.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, that was a very exciting first race, and we're waiting for more as the main race.
Main race, yes.
Is gonna start anytime soon. 24 laps, obviously plus the formation lap at the very start. So it's gonna be quite a long race. Strategy is obviously gonna play a role here, and I'm very excited for it.
And yeah, I would say we go in a short break. Let's see when Lychee says that because Lychee is the EGTM host today, so he decides when we start the main race. So let's say yeah, Chris wrote in the stream chat, Markkula on 2nd position, he becomes old and slow. Yeah, that were two. He was 2 races in a row not on 1st position. I think something is not right with him.
Yeah, can someone please go and check on Markkula to see if he's broken?
Yeah, he's broken. Yeah, he's not alien anymore.
Yeah, he's showing signs of human.
Yeah,
it's weird. But hey, he's got the main race coming up to redeem himself. So there's still some chances left. There's still over 50 points on the tab. Obviously 50 for the race win, but he also gets was 1 point or 2 points for the fastest lap?
1
I think
point.
1 point, right?
Yeah.
1 point, yes.
And we're driving also. We are starting also now behind the safety car, so the formation lap, the first lap will be behind the safety car, and the safety car will go in, and then the race start will start. So
yes,
that people have that in mind.
At this point, we would like to thank the Nameless, once again, very much for driving the safety car.
A GTR.
I have to say, it is a very good-looking safety car. Really.
I mean, it's a GTR.
Really like it. Yeah, but the livery as well, like the shiny silver with the red. It's just, it's so beautiful. I want to see this. I want to see this every race.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is currently that 2 drivers are not available now for the Division B, and that's why we have. Normally, if we are 2 streamers and we have 14 drivers, then the lobby is full and it's not possible to start behind the safety car. But of course, if it's possible, if we have space in the lobby, of course we will do it. Hopefully, hopefully also in the Division B if it's possible. But till now, the Division B lobbies were every time full. So yeah, it was not possible. And yeah, now we're waiting till 40, so 10:40 till we start the main race. So if you guys want to go into not into the toilet, more to the toilet.
Yeah,
I mean, some people maybe want to go into.
Maybe wear a scuba suit if you want to go into the toilet.
So yeah. So yeah, I will show the safety car now. I put everything off so that only the safety car is now on the screen. The Nameless will warm up and I'm in a short break. So yeah, the people can hear you still, so if you want to talk, the safety car is on the screen and I'm 2 minutes away.
Yeah, the question really is if I want to talk over the sound of this beautiful safety car. I'm not so sure, but
yeah.
You know. But yeah, and I'm very excited for this race. It's going to be very interesting. Again, we've got 24 laps, 25 if you include the formation lap, obviously, but 24 laps, and again, strategy will play a huge role in this. Fuel, tire wear, all of it, and who can manage the tires the best, who's on the right strategy, and who's maybe on the wrong. That is gonna be the one question that will decide this. We've seen it work out in Brands Hatch in the main race, that Markola was leading for the most part, but Psycho was on fresher tires towards the end and then got the overtake done right at the end. Just absolutely unbelievable. And in the end, Psycho did take the win at Brands Hatch. Will he be able to do it again? That is what we are looking for. I think it will come down, as we saw in qualifying, it will come down to the fight of the 2 aliens, Markola and Psycho, once again. Right now, Markola has a 15-point gap in the championship over Psycho, but that might come down if Psycho does well here. There might be a chance for him to get some points back, but he did lose some in the sprint race already now. So with Markola coming second, that's 24, and with Psycho. I think he came 6th, if I remember correctly. That would be 12 points. Let me quickly check to make sure, because, I mean, obviously I can look back on this right here.
So I'm
oh, he came
back
5th.
now.
I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. So that would be 15 then. So another 9 points, basically, between those two. Again, so right now, we're not talking about 15, we're talking about 24 points. But, also very important to note, as soon as this race we get over, that doesn't really matter too much, because one race will not be counted. The worst race, or race weekend rather, for every driver will not be counted. So only 7, the best 7 race weekends out of the 8
Correct.
will
Yeah.
count at the end of the series, and the drop results will be added, or will be factored in after this race weekend already, or this race day rather. So if Psycho gets a win and gets the fastest lap, that would be 51, add the 15 from the first race and the Super Bowl that he got into. So he already got 1 point from today. If he gets a win, he would be at 67 points. He would still be behind Marcola, who got 77 at Brands Hatch. Just 7 points short of the 84 maximum you can get on a race weekend. 84 is the maximum. Can't get any better than that. Except if it's obviously the endurance round, in which case you can get 104. So it seems like Marcola is there. Well, he's not necessarily there to stay in the lead. As Betstadfboy won the sprint race, if he somehow, I would say quite miraculously, wins the main race, he would be at 80 points, and he would win. He would be the leader in the standings.
Okay. But now I'm still watching the safety car. That looks awesome, that car.
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, okay.
Before I couldn't.
Yeah, it looks like I sounded like you cannot hear me, but we should be ready. So the stream is ready. Let's see. The race should start in the next few seconds, I guess. And then we have the main race here. And we start in the formation lap behind the safety car. The safety car will go into the pits after the formation lap, and then the first positioned driver, so Marcola in that case, will open the race then. Like in real, like it's in real. Okay, looks like Cobra is not on the right position, is on position 10.
Yeah. There seems to be some issue with the grid right now. Well, he should be on 6, not 5. Because obviously the safety car is on 1. So everyone else is 1 down. So he should be behind Castle Troy.
But we see that the first 9 drivers were within 10 seconds in the sprint race, so that's pretty decent pace from all drivers there, because you have to think also that Betzetfar was driving away in front with Makula, and the rest was pretty close. Between 3 and 9 were only 5 seconds, so that showed us how close that field was. And they were the whole race fighting, so that's maybe also a reason why the gap between 2 and 3 is that big. Wait a second. I thought that Cobra was 5. I have to look back to the qualification. Are you still here?
I am still here, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just a little bit confused.
Yeah, I'm looking right now in the replay of the stream.
Same.
Because I can remember that Cobra went into position 5 at the end,
right
but
now as well.
but yeah,
I
the final
found
is started,
it.
so it's too late or so now. But it looks like that everything is good because nobody's complaining. Not even Cobra. So should be everything fine there.
Yeah, but Cobra did get into 5th place. Yeah, he's right now. He's in 6th place now. It's
Okay.
perfectly fine.
6th place, of course. He's on 5th place because we have the safety car position
Safety
1.
car.
Yeah.
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 And
Forgot
then there's
to.
AP Meister, Crazy John, Betsefa Boy. Yeah, now it works all right. Now it's fine. Thank goodness. A little bit of an issue there, but we got there in the end.
And here we go to the formation lap. Of course, they are driving at full speed now. Driving slow behind the safety car. I mean slow. The Nameless will drive here almost full speed, most probably. Or not. On the throttle input you can see he's not driving full speed.
Yeah, it's more half.
I mean, it's a GTR. Can go faster than these GT3s.
Yeah, but it's a pace car, you know. Keep a little slower, maybe. You know, you don't want the drivers behind you to burn through their tires already. It's a bit too early for that. But let's go through the grid once again before we head to the last sector and the race is underway. So, Marcola on pole position. Next to him, it's going to be Psychos, the 2 aliens in the first row. Behind them, it's DeRouge and Castor Troy, who will make up round 2, or not round 2, row 2. Then it's Cobra and AP Meister in row 3. Crazy John and Bedset for boy row 4. Why did I say round? Row 4.
Row.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. English is a hard language.
Don't tell me that.
Then Lychee and Nukal, row 5, and Macmillan and Magic World round off the grid, row 6. And well, they have it all to do in this race as the Nameless now coming through the final section. Will the lights go out? And if so, when? Or does he forget it?
Yeah, we will see. We'll see. Maybe I'm complaining after the race. Why you had the lights on?
I mean, usually you turn off the lights on the pace car at the end or at the beginning of the last sector, but he gets into the pit side. He did forget to turn off the lights.
So and now we have the formation here.
Yeah, everyone side by side, 2 by 2, except for Magic World.
Yeah, Magic World was not there.
And McMillan, who's in the pits. But Marcola with a good start. Behind him, Psycho already a bit under pressure. DeRouge and Castor right next to each other. And Castor to turn 1, takes the inside, has the outside now against DeRouge. They make contact, but Castor
everything went fine.
It, keeps 3rd position. DeRouge behind him in 4th, then Cobra 5th, still AP Meister 6th. Crazy John 7 there side by side, and there is a P-Meister who punts into Cobra. Oh my. Yeah, definitely misjudged the breaking point there. Now he's in trouble. Under attack from Bedstead Fa, who overtakes him. Leachy had a bit of contact with him there as well. AP Meister really not with a good first lap, and there's 23 more to go.
But no damage there for any car there.
Yeah.
Nukal currently the only one who has damage. Cobra has no damage.
Milan, who went into the pits and still has damage. I don't know how that happened. He's got damage everywhere. The front, 3 of the 4 tires, the back, and the engine. I am very surprised. I don't know how that happened, but that is weird. Meanwhile, Marcola and Psycho going at it once again. Already a second away from the rest of the pack.
Completely damaged. But why? He was already there damaged. Yeah, and it's the same picture like last round. The first 2 fighting against each other. Marcola and Psycho.
And here goes Psycho. No, he lifts off. Look at that. He doesn't want to fight this just yet. Very, very smart here from Psycho to say, you know what? This is lap 2 of 24. This is way too early. No need to fight it. Good strategic call right here. Just
he knows.
With Marcola.
He knows that Marcola can drive away.
At least one. There's at least 1 pit stop coming, maybe 2, depending on the strategy. There is lots of time left. Why would you fight it right now and lose time over everyone else? Try to drive away from the pack. Very, very smart call. Can't fault him for that one. Very, very good. And look at how the gap is opening up to Cobra now. 1.7, 1.8.
I'm looking through the field now if we have somewhere damage, but it looks still good. I think Nuka is the only one who has damage. Magic World on 11. And the field is still pretty close.
Again. And he is without damage now, so it's only Nuka. But well, for McMillan, I think the race is probably pretty much over, unfortunately. He's gonna try, but he's already over 1 minute and 20 down, which is pretty much 80% of a lap. I mean, Marcola is coming across the finish line right now, and McMillan is still in the first sector. He's now at the end of the first sector, so yeah, I feel very bad for him. I mean, look how damaged the rear of his car is. Something bad must have happened. I don't know what.
Yeah. Completely broken car.
But up front, Marcola and Psycho still trying to drive away from the rest. And speaking of the rest, Cobra, DeRouge, Crazy John, Castor Troy, all right behind each other. So close. Castor Troy with a bit of a gap now, but still, this is... Oh, Crazy John twitching there through that corner on the
completely
exit.
Crazy. But that's something, he's not losing the car there, because you're reacting so fast with the controller.
Yeah, that's the benefit of the controller. With the wheel, you have to get the wheel to the other side of the, you know, you have to, like, full opposite lock.
And overtake the Rouge
Which
now on
takes a
position
while.
3.
On the stick, you can just flick it to the other side and bang, you're steering to the other side and you're saving the car. That's the one benefit of the controller, as Cobra also with a slide in the last sector there. And again, look at Psycho. He's playing it so strategically, not even trying to attack Markola. Not even bothering at all. He's got the slipstream here, he's getting closer, and then he brakes a little earlier, making sure that Markola also understands him. That's also part of it. If Markola goes defensive there, he loses both of them time. He doesn't. He stays on the racing line, knowing that Psycho doesn't even try to attack him.
And Psycho with very good laps there.
I mean, both of them. 44.2 from both of them. Right behind the Rouge 44.7. That's half a second. And then Cobra 45.0. That's 7/10. Crazy John 7/10. Castro Troy 7/10. Yeah, they are driving in another league. They're driving in the same division as the others, but they're driving in another league from everyone else.
But now there are 8/10 between them. So
Yeah.
Markola on a pretty
Psycho's-
fast lap as well, I think.
Psycho's losing a bit of ground. What I also find interesting, it's great that we see that. I don't think I'm giving away anything when I talk about that. Don't worry, it's not fuel or tire condition. The how much distance the drivers have driven in their respective cars. You see Markola 3,400 kilometers, and you see Psycho with what is that? Looks like 450. Which isn't exactly as much as oh, hold on, no, I'm looking back. So 400 for Markola, sorry.
Yeah.
400 kilometers for Markola, 450, 460 almost for Psycho. So Psycho does have a bit more experience in the Mercedes, it seems, than Markola has in the Nissan. However, we don't know how much distance they've driven in the same model but a different car. You know, you can buy and sell cars in this game as you wish if you have the credits, obviously, but those are pretty easy to get as well. So, you know, we don't know if maybe Markola has a couple of Nissans in his
He's a
garage,
Nissan owner
and
from more cars. GT4,
and
GT3,
he's maybe tested
GT2
with
maybe.
another one. We don't know.
GT1, he has them all.
Yeah, but look at the Rouge in third right now. 1,500 kilometers. That's quite a gap. That's quite a difference.
Yeah, because I know
And
that he's
Cobra
driving the
400.
Audi as well in another league, so maybe that's why.
Oh, that makes sense.
Here Casa Troy also with 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah, over 1,000. Yeah. Everyone else pretty much between 200 and 600, it seems. Lychee pretty high, almost 600, 580. But here we go. We're at the pit stops.
And now the
Rouge,
strategy
Cobra.
hit.
Everyone's coming in. Oh my! Everyone and their grandma is coming into the pits.
Yeah, there's everybody in the pits now.
All 9, yeah. Nukal also coming in. So the top 10 all in the same lap. And you see the fuel here. I'm pretty sure the drivers do see it as well, but look at that. 3, 2, 0, 1, 3, 1.
Pretty
Like,
equal.
Perfectly accurate. 3, you left a little bit on track. You left a little bit in the tank, but that means it doesn't take as long to refuel. That's also good. And let's see, Psycho is the first one out. The Rouge second, AP Meister third, Markola
Where's
down
Markola?
to 5th.
He took
Down to 5th. He must have refueled quite a bit, or I don't know, maybe he had damage. that he
from
had to
where?
repair. I don't know, but where from?
Oh, that's not good. No,
I don't know, but
that's
this is
perfect
interesting.
now.
He lost a lot of time in the pits.
For me, a better strategy from Psycho now, because he has nobody in front of him. He can go his own tempo now, his own speed, but Markula has cars in front of him, and 3 cars in front of him.
He needs to overtake 3 of them to even get back to Psycho. So,
maybe the better strategy on the Mercedes side.
We'll see how that strategy works out. I mean, maybe.
Oh my god, this guy's making me crazy.
I'm just gonna speculate here. Maybe Markula is on a completely different strategy. You know, I'm not trying to say too much, because obviously the drivers could be listening to the stream at the same time as they're driving.
What you guys in the stream chat? What you guys thinking? Is that strategy from Markula better than this one from Psycho, or do we see that Markula at the end is still in an advantage? I don't know. That's completely crazy, completely different what we see here from the first 2 drivers.
Yeah. Maybe Markula decided, hey, you know what? I just want to try something different for once. You know,
no, I don't think.
5th to 1st challenge.
I think he's moaning right now in his party.
He probably is. I don't think that's how he imagined that pit stop, the first pit stop to go.
And of course there's something psychological now as well, because he has the car in front of him what he could not overtake in 3 laps in the sprint race.
Yeah.
It's the same car.
Ben said from right in front of him, who won the sprint race, and Markula wasn't able to get past him. That is a very, very good shout right there. Psychology does play a role here, however. What also might happen to Markula compared to Psycho, that Markula now has a car in front. I really like to talk about this. I call it race driver focus. Is when you see a car in front of you and you gain like piece by piece, you get closer and closer, and you catch up, getting closer to an overtake, making the overtake, and then you see the next one. I mean, he's still got the 2 more in front of him, and then a Psycho on top, you know, the cherry on top, if you will. So maybe the race driver focus kicks in now for Markula.
Giovanni the cherry.
Now that he doesn't have to drive in front. And for Psycho, I always find it personally, at least, I don't know about these 2, Psycho and Markula. I always find it harder to drive in front with no one in front of me but people behind me trying to chase me down than being in the role of the hunter. I'd rather be the hunter than the hunted.
I think it depends also what you're usually in, which role you are. If you are more often in a role of the hunter or in a chaser, then maybe you're feeling more comfortable if somebody's in front of you and you can chase him. But if you are more often in front of somebody and you have to defend, or you have to make no mistakes or something like that, then maybe you feel in this position more comfortable than in the hunter role. I think it depends also very much in which role you usually are.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm usually not in the role of the hunted. I'm not that fast. Certainly not as fast as
hunter or deer
and Psycho. Or anyone in this league, probably. This is why I'm sitting in the booth with you, because I'm not that fast to compete here. So I'm just talking about it instead. But Markula already got a position now on Betset.
Yeah, he was overtaking Betset far, yeah.
Yeah?
And the difference...
What he wasn't able to do...
The gap between the top 5 right now are pretty equal, 4 seconds. The gap between all cars are around 1 second or bit less, and then we have a bigger gap from under 7 seconds between Cobra, Castor, Lychee and Crazy John. They are all pretty close as well, and these drivers, Crazy John, Lychee, Castor and Cobra, they are all on almost the same strategy, and the cars in front after the gap, they are on a completely other strategy, and that's why they are separated now. We have the 2 different strategies separated from each other, and that's something yeah, you can. It's visibly very good shown there.
Yeah, and I think we will see kind of a zipper effect, you know, that like you pull up the zipper towards the end of the race and they all get back together. They're separated right now, but they all will get back together. And I think we're in for a very exciting final here. The last 5 to 10 laps or whatever, they should be very, very interesting.
That's for sure. I'm pretty
right
sure
now
about that.
we're I don't want to say we're in a bit of a slump, but it's not as exciting as it could be. Let's just say that. But yeah, right now, where is the closest gap right now? I think it might be between GT3 and Lychee, because they're the only ones with regularly under a second. Everyone else is just over. And it's coming to, yeah, I think GT3 is trying to hunt down Lychee right now.
And Crazy John is also not far behind, so we will see at the end most probably all drivers back together fighting for the position. So yeah, it would be pretty cool to see that. And also Markola on position 4, but he's struggling a bit to overtake. But Psycho, even that he can go his own tempo in front, the drivers are all that fast there that they have almost the same speed the last laps there. We have Psycho with a 1:44.4, 44.6, and Deruja also with 44.7, 44.5. So yeah, the gap is 2 seconds between 1 and 2, so there's everything open. And Deruja, very strong driving here from him.
Yeah, definitely. He's in the hunt here for another podium. Don't forget, he already got the podium.
Yeah, third place.
Hatch in the main race. Yeah, he already got third place there. Maybe he's in for another here. Maybe he's getting even better, considering that Markola is behind him in fourth right now. Maybe Deruja is able to snatch away a second place.
And if Betstedfar can finish on 5th position here, so if not better, then he will make a jump in the championship standings as well, because he won the sprint race and is now on 5th position. I think that are both positions better than the last round, so he will make a jump in the championship standings as well.
He will already make a jump, because in the last round he only got 25 points. He already made 30.
Yeah, that's true.
From the sprint race alone.
And
so he will already jump. Whatever place he finishes in, he will improve.
And Markola already
you have
hunting
to think the long run.
A P-Meister.
Yeah. He's yeah, but look at that. Markola isn't. Oh, Markola wasn't trying to go for the overtake, but AP Meister went a little bit too deep into the hairpin, and now Markola was a little bit surprised by that, and then trying to make the overtake happen. It didn't happen though. Not able to do it, and now he's gonna have to find a different way around him.
Yeah, I think AP Meister is struggling a bit.
Finish straight here. He's in the slipstream, 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths. Yeah, this is
coming now. The Godzilla is getting bigger and bigger in the mirror of AP Meister. And that's why he's called
Later
Godzilla.
On the brakes, gets the position. Up in the third for Markola. But 3 seconds down on Deruja, and he lost to Psycho as well. Because he had to overtake, because he had to wait behind AP Meister for a bit, he did lose over a second on Psycho. The gap was 4.5 at some point. Now it's over 5, or almost 5.5. So maybe, again, maybe the strategy might have cost Markola a win here. We'll see. Again, we're not even to the halfway point of the race. We're just getting there. At the end of lap 13 on the screen, that will be the halfway point, because remember, lap 1 was the formation lap, so we can't really count that. So at the end of lap 13, it will be the halfway point of this race. And right now, Psycho looks like he can bring this home and turn this into a victory, but
we have
Deruja, Markola.
We have not even, we have half of the race now, so yeah, we have to look about that.
Yeah.
And still, Betstedt far pretty good still. He on the 5th position and he gets closer and closer to AP Meister.
Yeah, he does gain. And 5th place right now would already give him 30 points, as many as he got in the sprint race. Which goes to show you that how much of an impact the sprint race can already have. I mean, in the previous race, he got 10th in the sprint race, 8th in the main race. Brands Hatch really wasn't his track. Now he's got the win in the sprint race. He's on P5 here, 60 points. He got 25 in the previous one. That's a big jump.
If we look to the championship standings, that will be 60 points. Yeah, he would jump into position 4 or 5 in championship standings.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. If he stays where he is right now, he would jump pretty high. But he would also have to hope that he doesn't get another result like the 25 points of Brands Hatch, that he gets better results every time. So this stays his drop result. So that's the pressure he has. He needs to get 25 points in every other race now.
Of course,
or
yeah.
more than 25.
And McMullen is definitely struggling here in the Division A lobby. But he had also a big crash at the beginning.
Yeah. I think you have to cut him some slack with the first he went into the pits at the end of the formation lap, which I do not know what happened there, but it was weird. And I think Magic World also had an issue there. Maybe these two came together or something. Maybe they had some kind of issue. But hey, P-Meister's in the pits now. That is early. At the end of lap 11.
Yeah, but he has no fuel anymore.
Sorry, lap 12. At the end of lap 12, Crazy John as well into the pits. Why is Crazy and Magic World as well? Magic World also, I think Magic World hit the pit wall on the entry. But I don't think he does have damage from it. Crazy John, however, does have damage. That's why he's coming in. He does have damage on the rear left, and the rear bumper. So he's looking to get that repaired. Meanwhile, AP Meister's out in front of MINKIHL, which is important. And the question is, will AP Meister go to the end, or how is he going to play this? Is he going to come in again?
I cannot tell you that.
This was a second stop. I mean, it's another 12 laps. And I haven't seen a 12-lap stint from him yet. I mean, the first 12 laps, he did 2 pit stops.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I don't know how much fuel he took on the first stop, so I cannot tell you if that's enough now for the rest of the race, for the 11 laps. But 11 laps are pretty much...
Oh. Yeah, meanwhile, De Rouge has damage. Front bumper and front left. I think there might have been some contact with Cobra. However, Cobra does not have any damage, so maybe Cobra got away with it, and De Rouge comes into the pits now to get rid of that damage. The damage, depending on how severe it is, the damage can hurt you quite a bit and can bring down your lap times quite a bit. So it is, let's say it is advised to come into the pits once you sustain damage. And he does that, so he's gonna drop some positions for now, but maybe he's going to the end. I think that's the call I would go for, but I don't know if he's gonna. I would try to go to the end now. 12 laps. Yeah, I think you can do that.
And that means Betstedt Farboy on 3rd position now.
Yeah, and Markola back into 2nd, but look at the gap. Almost 6 seconds. Markola did not gain anything.
Yeah, that's
ever
true.
Since
he lost.
He overtook, ever since he overtook AP Meister, he lost another 3-4 tenths. And then Betstedt Farboy another 5 seconds behind Markola. I mean, look, if you're after, what is that now, 14 laps almost, if you're 5 seconds behind Markola after 14 laps, I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Considering just how fast Markola is.
Yeah, amazing, very good race here from Bedstead Farboy. We have to be honest. He won the sprint race. He was not getting too nervous because Markola was behind him, but now he made the mistakes because I talked about him.
Oh, yeah, and both Psycho and Markola come into the pits, and I think Bedstead Farboy, is he gonna come in as well?
Let's look what happened there.
Is.
Ah, yeah, he lost the
doesn't
car.
have any damage, by the way.
No, he lost the car simply over the grass there. He get oversteer on the right corner and he yo-yoed into the grass.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for him, but I think he can still recover. He probably lost, I guess about 10 seconds from that. I mean,
and Markola and Psycho coming in each other out.
Inside each other, oh my. And Markola is ahead of him.
Crazy.
Well, maybe the strategy for Markola did work out.
How the hell?
I don't understand. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Yeah, he was.
I'm as surprised as you are.
He was pitting as well, Markola, because he saw that Psycho is going to the pits, and of course when Psycho comes out with new fresh tires, he will set faster laps and Markola would lose then more. So he drove into the pits with more fuel than because he had enough fuel. But he was now gaining time to Psycho because he had not to refuel that much. And I think that's the seconds what's now missing for Psycho there.
Yeah, but I'm still surprised. I mean, Markola came out of the pit. Oh, Markola with a bit of a moment there. Markola came out of the pits with, I think, 4.5 seconds of a gap to Psycho. He lost over a second since then. They both go back into the pits. And now Markola is ahead of him, even though he lost a second on track? How in the world is that possible? Meanwhile, Lychee comes into the pits. He's going to drop down some positions. Cobra and Castor Troy have, I don't think they only have been once. They only have been once. So I don't know if they're actually going to come in another time or if they're going to stay out. I mean, look at that. Oh, Psycho, meanwhile, with the overtake on Markola.
But
can he make it stick? He does make the move stick into turn 1. And he's up into 3rd place. A little bit of a strong move, but I think not too strong. But Markola trying to come back now. And Psycho trying to push him to the inside. Markola, however, makes the move stick on the counter right here. So these two are probably going to go back and forth into the end of the race. And again, 14 seconds. If, I'm not sure, but if Castor Troy and VP Cobra stay out, which I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, maybe, I'm not sure. The tires,
7 seconds is not enough for Castor to stay in front of Markola and Psycho with that tires.
Yeah, but 14 seconds for Cobra. 14 in 8 laps.
That would be a big surprise if he nails that here.
Yeah, but and don't forget, Psycho and Markola are probably fighting hammer and tongue on for right now for 3rd place, so they will lose each other some time. Yes, they're on fresh tires, but I don't know. I think Cobra might have made the smart call here.
Yeah, we can.
This is the zipper I was talking about.
We
They're
can
all
look
coming
here
back
now.
to each other in the end.
Look, I can already see Markola and Psycho coming down the straight here, so it will be a very hard task for Castor Troy to stay because he lost 1 second. So we have 7 laps to go and 6 seconds only.
Yeah, but again, Castor Troy, I think they will get to him. But I'm talking about VP Cobra right now. That's another 7 seconds.
That's too much. That would be over 10 laps.
That's the same gap, again, that they had to Castor Troy when they came out of the pits. That's double the gap. Castor Troy, he's in trouble. Not yet, but, I mean, the gap is coming down.
Let's see if we can see that when we can see the drivers, because then we know around where he's seeing them. Yeah, he sees them here coming around the corner, so he is seeing them already. And that's another pressure. If you see the gap like melting on the left corner, or when you see the cars behind you, that's a completely other mentality what you have to bring then on track. If you see
at the
them.
same time, I don't think Castro is looking too much behind him right now, because you would have to concentrate to see the cars, and you would have to. If we can do this with our, you know, like we're just looking onto the race, like we can look behind, but he has to drive the car as well, you know, and you can't drive too much in the mirrors. And Castro is a very good driver. He knows that like driving in the mirrors is not a good idea. He's just probably looking at the gap. He sees, okay, it's still 4.5 seconds. Yes, it's coming down, but it's all right. You know, it's gonna be okay. They will get me. But even if, like, even when, I think at this point we have to say when and not if. But even when they get him, he will still be 4th place. And AP Meister is another 9 seconds behind those two.
But
so
look how
he
fast.
Might have a good chance of keeping 4th place if he stays out and doesn't go into the pits again.
But look how fast it went bad for That Far Boy. He was 5 minutes ago on position 3, and now he's on 6th after his spun.
Yeah, but he just gained a position as well.
Yeah, he's on 6th position.
So he was 7th just a lap ago. He's trying to recover, but I don't think he's gonna get back to AP Meister. That's 7 seconds of a gap in 7 laps.
De Rouge as well.
That's too much.
From 2nd place to or 3rd place, yeah.
Yeah, De Rouge is probably the loser of this race so far. Was very promising.
Yeah, very promising for a
after
podium.
The qualifying, and now 9th place. That would be 18 points. That's not what you're hoping for, especially after you're coming off a race where you got 56 in both. And I think the only silver lining for De Rouge is, I think we can say this with certainty at this point, he will lose his 1% success ballast, because he does. You lose 1% of your success ballast if you don't make it onto the podium. And
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's pretty clear at this point that he will not be on the podium at the end of this race. So he will lose 1%. His 1% that he has, that he obtained from the Brands Hatch race. Meanwhile, oh my god, I'm looking at the gap right now. 44.1 for Marcola, the last lap. For Cobra, 45.6. That's 1.5 seconds. This might come down to the wire.
And look, last lap from Giovanni from Psycho was only 1,000 of a second slower than the fastest lap in the race.
Oh yes, indeed.
And that's 1 point.
Oh,
That's 1 point.
Yeah, yeah. And that's let me just say that's net 2 points, because not only would he get that point, he would take it away from none other than Marcola.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he would gain it, and he would take it away from his rival. So that's pretty much 2 points in the championship.
And now,
if you want to count it like.
And now they have in front of them, they have Castro now. So maybe. Oh, and Psycho is
into the wall.
Psycho with engine damage.
Engine damage, front bumper damage, and front left tire damage. Oh my!
One mistake in the whole race.
My. Is he I think he's gonna come into the pits. Yeah, the engine. Oh my, he's slow. The engine is. Yeah, he has to come in. He has to come in. No way. He's gonna stay out. Oh, this is how you put an end to your own race, really. So it's only Marcola trying to hunt down Troy. Which
so he's losing his success ballast as well.
I think so. Yeah. What 1%? He's got 2. He only loses 1%.
But you see here how much on the limit both of them are driving.
Yes. Definitely. And now I think Marcola is preparing for the overtake. He needs to make it happen immediately to have a chance to get at his VP teammate, his Nissan teammate as well. And look at that, Castro Troy with the indicator.
Yeah, he's not
on the left showing.
Yeah, he's
I'm
knowing.
Let you through.
Yeah, he's knowing.
Yeah.
He's on the completely worn tires. If you look at, I mean, we can say it now. His tires. He's on completely crazy strategy, and he's not fighting against Markola. He has not the weapon anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't call the strategy completely crazy, but he's a completely different strategy, and his tires
And it's working for the podium right now.
Much worse. Exactly, he's still on the podium, and he's got 10 seconds now to AP Meister, who doesn't really seem to gain that much, even though he is on. He also had his second pit stop. AP Meister Castor Troy was on a 1 stop ever since what was
And
a lap
Psycho
4,
position
lap
10.
5.
He was 1 lap ago. He was fighting for the race victory maybe, and now be crazy. But Cobra, only 4 laps. I think he has it completely in his hands now.
Yeah, 9 seconds still the gap.
It's too much for Markola to gain here. So maybe we see Markola no win here today from Markola.
Yeah. Can I just draw your attention to the last lap of Cobra right now? How, with these tires, is he able to still drive a 145.2?
Yeah, extremely. He's
how
extremely good. I mean, he's in general a very good driver.
Again, oh no, that's a 46.2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad one. But the 145.2, I'm completely shocked by. That is an amazing lap for the condition his tires are in, and
Yeah.
just the stint he's done on these tires. It's absolutely astonishing to me. And he's still got 9 seconds almost,
So
8.7 right
maybe
now.
it's
I mean, he
also
sees the gap. Markola sees the gap.
Also very cool to mention, we have 2 times GTR right now and 2 times BMW, so the first 4 position. Then we have Audi, Ferrari, and
Audi.
again Audi. And the Mercedes is missing because Psycho has lost a car in sector 2.
I'm looking at Bet Set Faboy right now. 4 laps left, 3.5
And
pretty
he's
much.
back on 5.
He's closing in on AP Meister. He's closing in. 2.5 now. The gap is coming down. It was
He's
at
driving
like
very
7
good
seconds
laps.
or so.
Look, 44.2 his last lap, so he's only 2/10 faster than the fastest 2 drivers here in this race.
Slower than the fastest.
Yeah, slower, yeah. So
Yeah, and the last lap from AP Meister, oh my, he must have made a big mistake. 46.8. 2.5 seconds he lost on that last lap. So Bedstead Faboy is gaining, and he's gaining quickly. Gap down to under 2 seconds now. Back up over, but oh, ooh, a little bit of a slide there.
Let's see the lap now from.
Yeah, but this could be another. This could be a 4th place for Bedstead Faboy. If he plays his cards right, he might get a 4th place out of this, and another 35 points that would be. So that would bring his total to 65. Which would, in the standings, put him above Psycho.
Crazy.
Yeah, it would put him into 2nd place, in fact. Even above Batty, who won the, he didn't win, but he's the leader in the Division B right now.
Yeah. Yeah, the crazy thing is that Psycho also, his sprint races till now are, with one word, not good enough for being on position 1. His pace is fast enough, but Markola makes more, or he gains more points out of the sprint race. That's nothing. I mean, that's completely simple explained, I think.
Yeah, this is pretty much that. About 2.5 laps for Bedstead Faboy, and the gap was under a second. Now it's just over. He needs to take care of these tires as well. He's sliding quite a bit, and he's losing time because of it, and he's losing grip because of it. He needs to play his cards right.
I think the last real battle here we have between AP Meister, Bedstead Far, Lichi and Derusha for position 6 is also, they are fighting for it. And
They're closer. I think you should keep an eye on Derouge for the stream, and Lichi. And I'm gonna try to see if Boy and AP Meister get any closer. And if something's happening there, I'm gonna let you know.
Yep. Oh, and Lichi on the gravel. But nothing happened.
Oh no, now he's losing time on the straight. 2 more laps to go. It looks like up front, yeah, VP Cobra, 6 seconds still the gap. VP Cobra looks like he's gonna take it the distance. He's gonna win unless he makes a mistake. I don't want to curse him again. I did. Who did I curse? I think it was Crazy John.
I cursed Bedstead Boy.
No, Bedstead Boy won.
No, I meant that after I said that it looks like he can make the podium, and exactly in that moment he spun out in the chicane.
Oh. Yeah, you cursed him. I cursed in the sprint race. I cursed Crazy John, I think, by saying, "Hey, it looks like he's gonna get 4th place," and then he went onto the gravel just before the chicane.
And Castro Troy, to mention Castro Troy as well, very good race day here for him as well. He made 2 times the podium now, or it was in the sprint race also the 3rd place, if I can remember correctly.
Did he? I'm forgetful, don't ask me.
I think so. Maybe the stream can say that as well. That I think that he was on the 3rd position.
Yes, Castro Troy did get 3rd place. Yeah. So it was Bedstead by Marco Land, then Castro Troy. And now it's Cobra, Marco Land, Castro Troy. So the only thing that changed is the winner.
Yeah.
2nd and 3rd stayed the same. But there's 1 more lap again. We don't want to be a little too early here on the congratulations. Cobra still has to bring it home. Remember the old saying among racing drivers: to finish first, you have to finish first.
And you have to finish.
And yeah, you have to finish first. I mean, you have to make it to the finish line first. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to finish first. And he's still got a sector and a half to go.
And the fight between AP Meister.
A little bit of twitchiness for Cobra.
I think the Ruish and Lichi is through if Lichi makes no mistakes, but the fight for position 4 is still open.
Yeah, but I think he's got 1 more opportunity at the end of the back straight.
Yeah.
Into the hairpin. That's his 1 chance, and he needs to get turn 9 right. If he doesn't get turn 9 right, he's close enough. Look at this.
Custer is also safe.
Corner. Oh, he's going a bit too wide. Is it a penalty? No, but it's not enough. Look at this. AP Meister goes defensive. Gets the apex
and
perfectly
Cobra
right,
goes
and no chance.
Now to start finish, and Cobra is winning that race. Congratulations with a huge strategy here. What a strategy.
Yeah,
and Marcola, 2nd place. Congratulations, mate, as well. Very strong.
He pulled off the perfect strategy here. VP Cobra. The 1-stop seems to have been
and
the better
Castro Troy,
strategy.
congratulations as well. Very happy for him.
Yeah.
He's training very much for it. And AP
Meister
Meister
saves the 4th place. Oh, ooh, almost.
Oh, 12 thousandths of a second.
Yeah. He wanted to make it very, very interesting, it seems. And he did. 11 thousandths of a second. That's very close. But he did manage to keep 4th place. 5th place goes to Bedstead Boy. 6th, Lichi. 7, DeRouche.
Psycho, only 9th
John,
position.
9, Psycho. 10, Nucal. 11 is going to be Magic World. And 12, Meg Milan.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, let me try to get the scores right. It's gonna take a bit, so if you want to talk, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm only checking fast the BOP again. The BOP is in a picture. Yeah, Psycho is pissed. We can see that about himself. But crazy that strategy from Cobra was huge,
Yeah.
but we
And,
will
got
take
him a
them
win. I mean,
in the party here. So we'll invite them. I put the names in and you have to invite them.
you want me to make the party like not private anymore?
No, no, it's okay. I'm inviting them fast.
Oh, okay.
You have only to accept it, the suggested players.
Okay.
Marcola and Castor.
All right, done.
Okay, then Marcola, Cobra is already here, and Castor. Oh, hello and welcome. Cobra and Marcola and Castor is also here, so we can directly start with the podium interview. Yeah, first of all, we will start with Castor Troy. Yeah. What should I say? I say hello and congratulations first to you for your third position in the main race. And also the podium, I think it was also a podium in the sprint race, or am I wrong?
Yeah, it was also the third place on the
So
sprint race.
congratulations, I think your best race day in EGTM since you're driving with us. And
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
and it was really good driving from you today. So what were your opinion of today's races from your point of view?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, really, it's a pleasure to be here. It was really a good race. I thought in the beginning it will be maybe podium because I thought about the strategy just to pit once, as the same as Cobra did. And today in the morning, Alex alias I Nuka tried the strategy on the lobby. Do just one pit. So he told me if you will save a little bit fuel, yes, it should work. So I did it in the race, and that was the only chance to go on the podium. And yeah, I'm really happy, and Cobra did the same. So Cobra, really congratulations. Marco was as always really good, and I did pass him, so I didn't fight him. That was not necessary, I think. So yes, congratulations to Cobra and Marco also, and I'm really happy to be here.
Yo, thank you for your kind words and congratulations again to your very good race result today here on Catalunya. And yeah, next one will be Marcola again. I have to talk you so after the third place. So normally I talk you're the last one which I'm talking to in the main race, but maybe I have to get used to that you're the second one I'm talking because you're not finishing first. so no, joking. Yeah, again, we were thinking in the Super Bowl that you hit the 42, but your last sector was simply not good enough for hitting the 42. But still, your lap was great. It was a huge lap. Your first two sectors were nailing it like on the point. I think there was not very much room to make it really much faster. And yeah, you got the points there. Then the fastest laps again. But at the end, in the sprint race, then you made it very good through the field, but at the end only the second place. And in the main race, maybe the wrong strategy. What's your opinion about that in the main race?
Yeah, about the main race, I wanted to do a one stop like Cobra, But in the pits, when you go in the pits, it tells you like how much you have to refuel. And I took 2 laps more than it told me, but I had 2 laps less at the end. I have no idea
Ah,
how
okay.
it's possible. But somehow, and at lap, I don't know, 14, I saw that I don't have enough fuel. So I went in the pits and I was really surprised when I came out just at the same time like Psycho. And then I had a nice battle with him, but he spun out. So I actually was happy about it, so I could like chill a bit, drive, drive without pressure, and and I knew that Cobra is gonna win because one stop is just so much faster.
Yeah.
And about the sprint race, it was an amazing pace. About from that's that far boy, I just couldn't
Yeah,
get him.
that's true.
It was really really awesome on the Audi R8. No chance for me.
I mean, it was pretty crazy at the end because De Ruige lost the car and he was throwing away a possible podium.
Yeah.
And Psycho as well. Psycho was going out of the there where he spun out. The left corner, he was a bit too wide and he slightly touched the gravel there and he spun out into the wall. And his race
Did
was
he
over.
have damage?
Yeah, he had engine damage and everything. And he finished
Okay,
only 9th
shit.
place. So yeah, pretty bad luck today for him, but yeah, that's motorsport. It can happen like that. And Far also was on a podium course as well, so he was crazy good today. He was on position. He won the sprint race and 5th position in the main race is still pretty good, but it was possible for him today to go on the podium as well. So
Yeah,
there were many
amazing pace for him.
drivers. There were many drivers today which were able to drive on the podium, and yeah, at the end, but still, I think you remain as championship leader. I think, and yeah, I think there's nothing to add now. And yeah, then last but not least, we go to Cobra, to your not really teammate because it's a driver championship, but from your clanmate. Yeah, Cobra. That strategy was surprising us in the stream because we didn't know that you guys can or you can do it with a one stopper here. But yeah, it looks like it was the right strategy. So what's your opinion from the races today?
It was a really good race. I wanted to do 2 stop in base. I didn't practice a lot, and Marco said me did 1 stop, so I tried and I paid in the final.
So yeah, this was even we were seeing your 45.2. You drove a 145.2 with completely worn tires, so that was what a lap. We didn't see the lap, but that must be a very good and perfect lap because that lap was 8 or 9, 10 seconds faster than all other laps you have done before and around there. So, and that with the worn tires. So your GTR looked that he could go still pretty decent lap times even with the worn tires. Is that true or was that only?
Yeah, even with the tire dead, it's the pace was really good. I can do 146.2 consistent. It was really good, I think.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent race, or decent, was a very good race from you there. And you were a well-deserved winner from that second round main race. And yeah, I say to all of you 3, congratulations again for the podium, and you will start with the success ballast and then next round in the GT4. So yeah, I would say congratulations again, and we will see us in 2 weeks on Tokyo, I think we have then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking
thank
forward
you
to that
very
race.
much.
And yeah, then I say also good night to the stream. Thank you for watching. If you want to support us, you can do that over the link in the description. And you can also join the community from the EGTM on our Discord. The link is also in the description. And of course, you can visit our homepage, egtm.racing. So, I think we said everything, or Bad German?
I would have one more thing, because I was just doing all the calculations for the standings, for the, let's say, the provisional standings, because, you know, for example, there might be, maybe, I don't know if anyone did anything horribly wrong, but there might be penalties coming, maybe, or I miscalculated, which is probably more likely. Okay. But with the drop results, with all the, you know, considering that only the best of the two results of the first two rounds counts after this, Markula is in the lead right now with 81 points, followed by Psycho and Cobra, who are tied with 63. Then right behind there's Caster and Betsetfar, both with 60. DeRouge has 57. It's very close there. P2 and P6 in the standings are 6 points apart. And then there's really Lychee with 49, AP Meister 46, and Crazy John 37, and it goes down.
That means that Markula gets not only success balance, he gets only delivered next round only hard tires. No,
of course.
No medium and soft tires for him next round.
I mean, it's only 18 points, but yeah, for some drivers, the first round was already the throwaway result.
Drop round. Yeah.
For example, the drop result. For example, for Markula, he scored, I think, what was it? I somewhere wrote it down. He scored 67 points here, not counting the bonus points. Those are counted separately. He scored 67 in his first race. He scored 73. So right now, this result here at Catalunya counts as a drop result with 67 points. Wow. Yeah, you have to get a lot worse result than that. So the 67 count.
So yeah,
just don't show up at some point and you'll get the 67. But for example, what I find interesting, Betset Boy, I think, is probably the winner of this race in terms of championship standings. He was sitting in 18th place in the standings with 25. Now he's up to 60 points, but those 25 are his drop result. He has to be better than 25 points in every race until the end of the season. Otherwise, you know, he's going to be in trouble. And he's going to get very low points.
Yeah, hopefully he will not.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job here. I mean, getting 60 points. I think he got the second or third best result. I think the second best, only Markula was better. So, yeah, I mean, he did very well here. Got the win in the sprint race, 5th place in the main race.
And I liked also the fights during the whole race. They were hard sometimes, but the respect was still there, and it was always going good at the end. It was nothing bad to push somebody out of track or off track or something. I think,
yeah.
I don't know. In the first, the second corner. I don't know if I hit the Magic World in the sprint race, so he came out. I don't know if I hit him or not. I don't know. If you see the stream, sorry, Magic, if I hit you, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the replay and you saw that you hit him, you can write something on Discord as well, because we're connected there for all drivers.
Yeah.
But I watched the replay, but I had a bad camera view in that moment, and I didn't want to miss too much action in the first thing. But yeah, I think we have said now everything. So
yeah,
I would say
the next race. End. I think one more thing. The next race we have to give at least a short preview. We'll be in 2 weeks. Well, on Tuesday Division B, on Thursday Division A as always, at the Tokyo Expressway South Outer Loop. For those that don't know, that's the one that just came, I think, a month or two ago into the game, and that's the one with the chicane, if you will, the chicane of death. with the very slow chicane towards the end. The GT4 cars will be used there. And a little fun fact, in between those two races is my birthday.
Hey,
So
we will remember.
Tuesday Division B, Thursday Division A, Wednesday in between my birthday.
Okay. So on Wednesday is your birthday, and on Thursday we're driving. Did I
Yep.
heard that correct? Okay, good to know.
We will sing for you.
So you're
Oh,
you're
no.
drunk.
Oh, no.
You're drunk on next race Thursday.
No, I don't drink alcohol. That's a good thing.
Okay. And Will wrote something funny in the stream chat as well. Bad German, I hear that you know our drop rule, etc. perfectly, even better than some of our drivers. And that's
Well, I
fucking
mean,
true.
it's pretty clear on the homepage. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but the problem is that not everybody is reading it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
There's an
normal.
advice for everyone who didn't read it. Read it.
read it. Homework for the next
Yeah.
2 weeks.
You
Okay.
got 2 weeks.
Okay, so
Okay, guys.
good night now. We see us in
Yeah.
2 weeks.
See you.